You can easily just lane split with it. I'm going up with no problems. It does the job perfectly. Hello there, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another e-bike review video. Get comfortable today and join me as I present the bike to you. Today we have the Drag eSense Uni 3.0, a touring/commuter e-bike made by Drag Bicycles. The frame of the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 is a step-through one made out of hydroformed double-butted aluminum. There are three frame sizes, S, M and L. This particular one I have here is in size S. You can also have the regular model with the top tube, which is also available in S, M and L. The Drag eSense Uni 3.0 sits on double-walled aluminum 28-inch wheels for better durability and is equipped with 700cc by 42 width V tires. City Cruise MPC compound front and rear. They have a reflective strip on the sidewalls for better visibility during nighttime riding. The cockpit is comprised from a Promax steel city handlebar and a Uno adjustable stem. I have mine set on 30 degrees, but as you can see it goes all the way up to 60 degrees, giving you a nice relaxed riding position, ideal for city commuting and bike touring. It also has some nice city comfort grips, which are quite comfortable. Topping power of the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 provided by Shimano MT200 single piston brakes with 160mm rotors front and rear, sufficient for all the situations you may encounter in the city. The Drag eSense Uni 3.0 comes equipped with an SR Suntour Neo HLO magnesium fork with 63mm of travel that has a preload adjustment here on the left stanchion and a lockout function here on the right stanchion, making it excellent for riding on flat ground and hill climbing without losing speed. It has a Cox seat post with 30.9mm diameter, and I will be sitting on a very nice and wide saddle from Selle Royale. Moving on to the transmission of the Drag eSense Uni 3.0, the shifter trigger is a Shimano Nexus LSS 50, and given the fact that it does not have a rear derailleur, but it has the possibility to mount one, as you can see here, the derailleur hanger present there, we have no derailleur here. You might wonder why. Because the rear hub of the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 is a Shimano Nexus 7-speed Inter, which has an internal gear hub with low maintenance, ideal for riding in all weather conditions, no matter how harsh. A big plus for a city commuter bike. It has an 18-tooth sprocket attached to the rear hub, and up front it has a 38-tooth chainring attached to the motor, which we will talk about in a minute. It also comes with 170mm crank arms and some nice metal pedals with rubber grip. The transmission is protected by a nice style chain guard so that you won't get any grease or get your pants or skirt in between the teeth of the front sprocket and the chain. As you might have observed already, the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 has a rear rack which is permanently attached to the frame, which is much more resistant than bolt attached ones, and it has space for mounting cobs on the side if you want to go and do your shopping with the bike and also get some exercise in at the same time. If it's going to rain, you don't have to worry about, because the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 has fenders front and rear which will protect you and your clothes even if you ride through some bigger puddles. It also has front and rear integrated lights, which are very useful while riding in the late evenings and in the nighttime. They are quite bright and they make you visible to cars and pedestrians alike. The kickstand is located in a very nice position and it doesn't hinder you when you want to move the pedals backwards. It's my favorite kickstand mounting position. Look at it. You can pedal backwards even if the bike rests upon it. Let's move on to the part you've all been waiting for. At the heart of the electric system of the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 is the Shimano Steps DU E5000 mid-drive brushless motor with 40 Newton meters max and 250 watts continuous rated power, which provides optimized pedaling assist for comfort, long riding distances, and on top of all that, it has lower drag torque and lower noise. The battery, which sits here and hugs the frame, is a Shimano BT E8014 rated as 36 volts 11.6 amp hours with 418 watt hours. It is easily moved from the bike if you want to just take the battery inside and can charge it. Speaking of which, in the package it will come with the Shimano EC 6002, which will charge the battery in approximately 6.5 hours from empty to full and fast charge it to 80% in just 3.5 hours. The display of the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 is a Shimano SC E6100 and sits above the stem, and it's located in its dedicated support. You can either remove it like this by pressing this or you can lock it in place by using this small bolt here. And with that being said, let's power on the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 e-bike and let's see what options we have on the display. With a long press of the power button located in the middle, the bike starts and you can see the Shimano Steps logo, and then it just goes to show you the speedometer, which is located here, the battery, which it has 5 bars, it's on a full charge. We are in kilometers per hour. We have here in the mid display section the assist power, which is now turned off. You can also see here the range of the bike in all its modes. It has 3 power assist modes: Eco, in which we have 150 kilometers left, normal 105 kilometers of range left, and high, in which we have 75 kilometers of range left. On the handlebar you have the remote control for the Shimano electrical system on the Drag eSense Uni 3.0. You can either use this button here on the remote, the top button here on the remote, or you can use this button here on the lower left corner of the display, so you can switch. Now we have the time of the ride. Here we have the average speed, the max speed, the distance. We are back at the main display. You also have a headlight button here, which you only press once. The headlight will turn on, and also a rear tail light will come on. We'll see how that goes in the evening. You press it again and the headlight and the tail light just turn off. You can either use this button here or this button here as well. Long press it and we will get into the settings of the bike. The first setting we have here is clear, which clears all the settings I mentioned earlier relating to distance, time traveled, and so on and so forth. This is the clock settings. Start mode, backlight of the display. You have 3 options here on the backlight of the display. You either have it on all the time, off, or switch it to manual. I have mine on here. Brightness, it's by default set to 3. It also goes up to 5 and low to 1. The beep settings are here. You can turn the beep off. Here I turn mine off. As you can see, it doesn't beep when I cycle through settings, but I'm gonna turn it on again. Unit settings here are for kilometers or miles per hour. I'm gonna leave it in kilometers. Language settings, if you don't know English, you also have French, German, Dutch, Italian, and Spanish. I'm gonna leave mine in English. You have font color here. You can switch for the black bar and the white text. I'm gonna leave mine back on the black background with a white bar. Adjust here is for the Di2 version or the automatic shifting, as well as shifting advice and shift timing, display speed, and exit. And that was about it for the display. Now I'm going to ride the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 and see how it feels. Let's make a right turn here on the cobblestones to see how it feels. It's quite nice. The SR Suntour magnesium fork, even though it has 63 millimeters of travel, it's quite nice. You are not feeling the bumps. I am now running the bike with no assistance from the motor, and I can tell you it's just a pleasure to pedal it. The nice upright position inspired by the Dutch bicycles, quite comfortable. The tires have low rolling resistance, meaning they won't slow you down on descents or if you stop pedaling. Let me climb the slope here without pedal assist to see what it's like. It's fine. You can pedal this bike with no electrical assistance with no problems. Now let me turn on the first mode, which is Eco mode, and you can see here on the display, as I press the pedal, there's a bar moving and showing how much force I'm applying, because this bike also has a torque sensor. And if you remember from my previous video when we reviewed the other drag bicycle, the mountain bike, it also had a torque sensor. If you haven't watched that video, you can find it in the link in the description. Let me switch it up to normal mode, which is the second mode of assistance. You can feel the motor kicking in and helping you a bit more. And when you put it in high mode, okay, it's snappy. It's snappy. Remember, you have a torque sensor on this bike, and you also need to be in the right gear because of this torque sensor. Okay, now we're on the bike path. Let me switch up some gears. You can definitely feel the motor assisting now. The Drag eSense Uni 3.0 is also limited. The motor is limited according to EU regulations, so the bike is legal. You don't have to worry about anything. You can just get the bike and enjoy it. You can find information about this bike in the first link in the description, and you can see the price of the bike in the second link in the description below. So check it out. It's quite a nice, comfortable ride, and this is not exactly my type of bike. I don't usually ride city bikes, but I like this one. It gives you a nice upright pedaling position, which is very nice and comfortable. So if you decide to purchase this bike from the link below in the description, the second link, just know that this bike is perfect for city riding, commuting, and also it's perfect for bike touring. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not influenced in any way, so I will give you my honest opinion about the bike. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of traffic, but there's no problem for the Drag eSense Uni 3.0, because being a city bike, you can easily just lane split with it, because the handlebars are not as wide as a mountain bike one. So you can easily lane split, as you see here, and you can get in front of the pack, so to speak. I am now headed to Carroll Park to test the climbing capabilities of this bike, because there's a nice long slope there in the park. I can test all three modes and see how this bike performs, and I'll see you there. Here we are in Carroll Park. I'm gonna put it on eco mode here, and let's start climbing. The slope here starts gently. It's quite a nice incline. I would also like to mention that the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 and the combination with the Shimano DU 5000, which is a very silent motor. You can barely hear it. Even on eco mode, this bike climbs this slope. I am putting some effort into it, but it's manageable considering the incline we just faced. So now I'm going to turn here because we're at the end of the incline. I'm going to go back down, see how it handles descending, and I'm going to turn off the electrical assistance so that I don't have to fight the motor. I'm going down this slope. Let's see how it performs. Our brakes are quite good.
Ready?
Our brakes are quite good. And now we're back at the base of the incline. I'm gonna put it on normal mode here and see how it performs in the second pedal assistance mode. I definitely can feel the motor helping a bit more than on eco. It's quite easier than on eco mode. You can do it no problem in eco mode, but in normal mode it's even better. If normal mode performs this good, I can hardly wait to see the high mode. I'm just cruising slowly up this slope. Barely any inconvenience. We are back again at the end of the incline, so I'm gonna turn back and put it on high mode. Now I've put the bike in high assistance mode, the highest power assist mode that the Drag eSense Uni 3.0 has. You can definitely feel it. The high mode is quite capable of handling this slope with no problems. Yeah, I'm going up with no problems in the highest assistance mode. Definitely the last power assistance mode, the highest assistance mode, is the most capable one, as it should be. If you want to tune the bike a bit more, you can download the Shimano YouTube apps, and there you might find some settings related to torque on each assistance mode. But overall, I am quite pleased with the performance of the Drag eSense Uni 3.0. It handles hills like a champ. Another thing I want to mention, if you've never ridden internal gear hubs, it kind of works like a clutch, so to speak. After you press the pedal on the trigger shifter, you have to pedal a bit back and then pedal forwards again so that the bike engages the next gear. It's very important to keep this in mind so that you don't think that the internal hub gearing is messed up or something, or broken. It's not broken. And another interesting thing, on common shift derailleurs, you can press the down pedal to shift up and the smaller shift pedal to shift down. But on the Shimano Nexus shifter here, it's quite the opposite. With that being said, we're gonna move on to some evening footage so you can see for yourselves how the headlight is helping you. I came here on this gravelly patch so that I can see if the tires are suited for this type of riding, and yeah, they are. I have a small bump here. I'm gonna slow down because I'm not on a mountain bike. You can also see the headlight doing its job here. It feels quite nice on this gravelly patch. It's not limited only to asphalt. After exiting that gravelly area and waiting a bit for the sun to go down further, I'm gonna try to find a street onto which I can demonstrate how the headlight is working. Now I'm gonna turn off the headlight so you can see the difference. I'm gonna turn it back on. It's still not nighttime quite yet. There's a very nice sunset over there. A lot of red, orange color. I hope you can see it because it's almost pitch black. But it's not a problem for the headlight of the drag e-sense Uni 3.0. It does the job perfectly, I would say, as a nice square beam which provides a lot of visibility for potholes and such. So yeah, in almost pitch black, it does what it needs to do. At the back light, as you can see, it's quite visible from quite a ways. After 52 minutes of riding and a distance of 19 kilometers, here is what we have left of each of the ranges. As you can see here on Eco, we can still make 120 kilometers. On normal, we still have 84 kilometers left, and on high, we still have 60 kilometers left. And there's one bar from the battery missing, as you can see here. Pretty decent for a bike who weighs 23.7 kilograms. So the drag e-sense Uni 3.0 is a very nice city commuter slash touring bike. You can use it in all conditions. As you saw, we've ridden in the nighttime also, so you can see the headlight was very bright and very useful for every situation. So having integrated headlights, mudguards, and this permanently attached rear rack is quite a plus for a commuter slash touring bike. I don't have any bad words to say about it. The only thing I would change on the bike are these pedals. They are quite nice pedals, but I would prefer to just have some wider pedals, just my opinion. The Nexus 7-speed internal gear shifter is a dream. All you must remember about it is to be patient. So after you switch a gear up or down, pedal a bit backwards and then pedal forwards again so that the hub can engage and you won't mess up the internal gears. At first, as I said, if you're not used to it, you might think that the trigger shifter is broken or not properly calibrated, or the rear hub has some sort of cogs out of alignment, but it's not the case. Just keep in mind, this is a very important aspect if you've never ridden internal gear hubs. For a 23.7 kilogram bike, this is quite maneuverable and nimble to move around into the city. As you saw, we did some lane splitting with no problems, and this handlebar being this narrow, and it's quite high, a bit high than the mirrors, most mirrors of the cars. It's basically the dream for lane splitting. You do have to be careful when lane splitting. We've also tested the climbing capabilities on all three modes. I was quite impressed that the drag e-sense Uni 3.0 climbed the slope on Carroll Park with ease on all three modes, but without a doubt the most helpful mode was high mode. But keep in mind, if you're always keeping the bike on high mode, the range will drop, and also it drains the battery faster when you climb hills. The fact that the bike has a 38 tooth front sprocket and an 18 tooth rear sprocket is quite a decent one, even if you are riding the bike with no electrical assistance. The fork here, you might look at it and say, oh, it's an SR Suntour, it's a 63 millimeters travel fork. I can tell you, for city and for cobblestones like we have here, and a bit of gravelly ride is enough. You won't need any more suspension. You can also lock it. Also, the fact that it has an adjustable stem is also a plus. You can adjust the angle of the handlebars to your liking. It's very, very nice. The Selle Royale seat is quite comfortable. I didn't felt any pain while sitting on it. I can easily say that I would probably go about the whole range of the battery and not feeling fatigue. The seat is excellent. The stopping power provided by the Shimano MT200s with 160 millimeters rotor front and rear is excellent. It stops with no problem. So that's about it for the Drag eSense Uni 3.0. It's a very nice commuter slash touring bike, very comfortable upright position, inspired by the Dutch bicycles. Very nice comfortable Selle Royale seat. It's just a nice bike for the price. You can of course check the price in the second link in the description below of the video. The first link in the description is for the details regarding the bike, and the second link in the description is for the price. Go ahead and check it out and see if it's the bike for you. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's e-bike review video. Hit that like button, push that subscribe button if you want to see me doing more of these review type videos. And with that being said, I thank you very much for watching. If you're not into this type of bikes, you can also check the video here on the screen. I'll see you there. Take care. Bye bye.